Hello everyone, I'm the Envious Moth, and welcome to a new video. Today, I'm going to be listing off the top 5 best hop-ups in Apex Legends. These are also my opinions, so if you disagree on some points or want to change the listing, then please let me know in the comments. I would love to hear your opinions. But other than that, let the show begin. The hammer point was available from Season 2 to Season 8. It greatly increased the damage to unshielded targets for the P2020 in the Mozambique, with having a 2.35 multiplier on the P2020 and a 2.26 multiplier on the Mozambique. First of all, this hop-up made these two guns really reliable for mid-game or even late-game if you knew how to use them. The P2020 with the hammer point made it super effective for finishing off enemies when you have empty mag in your main weapon. If you found the hammer point in early game, you know you'd be searching the entire lobby for a P2020 or a Mozam. If you didn't finish off your opponent with your R99 or your flatline, you know your P2020 will. Same goes for the Mozambique. For those of you who didn't play while this hop-up was out, let me tell you, excuse my French, the thing was fucking broken. Now this was before the Mozam had 6 shots, this is when it had 4, but still. If you were less than a foot away from your opponent, you would do 100 damage, no joke. Now of course, this hop-up only works for unshielded opponents, so these two guns are only really good for finishing off enemies or for early game. And if Season 12 does bring back the hammer point, I would not use these guns as my main weapons, no matter how good they seem. And with that, let's move on to number 4. The Anvil Receiver was introduced in Season 3 to Season 4, and got removed in Season 5, then brought back in Season 8 and 9. The Anvil Receiver increased semi-auto damage for the R301 and flatline. The single fire used 2 ammo per shot, while rate of fire was reduced. The R301 had a single fire damage multiplier of 2.5, while the flatline had a single fire damage multiplier of 2.25. This hop-up turned the 2 best assault rifles in the game to sniper rifles that could rival the likes of the Triple Take and the Sentinel. Not the Kraber, it wasn't that good. If you're wondering why I put this in 4th place, it's mainly the cons of the hop-up. It's best used for long range fights, but other than that, you cannot do anything close range. It's worse than a close range rampage. And if you forget to switch it to full auto before you go face to face, well, you're screwed. And you're stuck in eternal damnation in the eyes of your teammates, until they respawn you. Even with what I said, this is still my favorite hop-up in Apex Legends. Ah, the turbocharger. You know it, I know it, we all know it. But for those of you who just started Apex not that long ago, let me give you a quick rundown. The turbocharger is the most persistent hop-up, being introduced in Season 1 to Season 3, got removed in Season 4 and 5, then got brought back in Season 6, and is still here today. The turbocharger removes the need for weapons to charge up, those being the Devotion and Havoc. Either removes the delay of fire or instantly increases the weapon's rate of fire so it reaches the maximum much faster. In my opinion, you need the turbocharger to use the Havoc or Devotion in late game. Agree or disagree, but when facing R99's Peacekeepers and Wingmans all across the lobby, the Havoc or Devotion has too much of a delay to save you from the inevitable kick to the loading screen. The turbocharger is placed 3rd just because it makes these two guns go from B tier to S tier in a heartbeat. With their high rate of fire and high damage, both of them are better than any of the SMGs, with turbocharger of course. The booster loader was introduced in Season 10 and is still here in Season 11. The hop-up works for the Wingman and Hemlock. It greatly speeds up reload time and gives bonus ammo if the weapon is reloaded while low, but not empty. I really don't have anything bad to say of the booster loader. It's just a really good hop-up for really good guns. I've been starting to use the Wingman a lot this season, and the amount of time this hop-up has saved me is tremendous. And here's a quick tip for using the booster loader. If you look at how many rounds you have in your magazine, the number will glow when the booster loader will work. I really hope this hop-up will stay as long as the turbocharger has. It's not as underwhelming as the dual show, and it's not as overpowered as the disruptor rounds. Speaking of which... oh, you knew this hop-up would come on this list eventually. The disruptor run was introduced in Season 2 and then got removed in Season 3, and hopefully for eternity. The disruptor increased damage to shield targets for the alternator and RE45. The alternator had a damage multiplier of 1.55, and the RE45 had a damage multiplier of 1.7. Today, the alternator does come with disruptor rounds in the care package, but its multiplier is reduced to 1.4 compared to its Season 2 counterpart. Oh boy, this is gonna be a fun one. This thing was an absolute nightmare in Season 2. Didn't matter how much skill you had, all you had to do was hit 45% of your shots and your opponent will be dead in a heartbeat. It also didn't help that in Season 2, they added 2 more damage to the alternator, making it 15, which was a normal body shot. So, if you do the quick math and times 15 by 1.55, you get 23 damage per bullet. And this was before red shields were invented, so that means it would only take 5 bullets in order to destroy your shield. Just 5. But thankfully, the alternator today isn't that strong, but it's still pretty close to it. And with all that in mind, the disruptor rounds are the most broken hop-up to ever exist in Apex Legends. I hope you enjoyed my top 5. If you did, please comment down below if you want to see more. It would mean a lot to me. Making these videos gives me a huge break from my more high edited videos, and it also still allows me to give content to you guys. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, will be my adieu. Good night.